Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. As you saw in last week's drop, we picked up this 2025 Street Glide Ultra, and today we're gonna go build this thing. What are we doing?
Well, the bikes are loaded up and we're gonna focus in on how to install bars and risers on a batwing fairing. And we have an adapter plate and all the install you'll be able to watch, but we're gonna put our favorite parts on this bike, so stay tuned and come along for the ride.
Well, and as you've seen, back in January, we put 1,600 miles on these bikes in Monument Valley. You should go look at that drop. It's a very special to us. But today, we're gonna make this bike our own.
Let's go do this.
So we made it to Thrashin Supply, but you had to have one of the real pros get it up.
I had it. I just, with the Road Glide, you can kind of look down through the Street Glide. I don't know what's going on. So I was just grabbing too much front brake and not letting it roll into the chop.
It got a little sketchy. I was here going like this, and I felt bad for him because I would have been doing the same thing. But hey.
Juan, what are we doing today?
All right, today we're gonna dial in the Street Glide. I'm excited. We haven't really dug into one, so we have a lot of stuff we're gonna throw on it.
Cool.
In Galen's defense, I do this probably 5 times a day, pulling bikes on and off the lifts. I'm used to it. But yeah,
Thank you, man. Thanks.
I'm excited too. We saw Ventura Harley do this setup. We've seen Fuelin do this setup. We've never done it ourselves, so I'm excited to kind of see how our parts work on these things.
Let's do it.
So like the guys said, we're going to show you a lot of the kind of behind the scenes installing some of these parts, but we're actually going to show a step-by-step as we figure it out instruction on installing the bars, risers, and adapter plate on a 2025 Street Glide. Show you where to cut, how to do it.
You're gonna have an adapter plate, the Street Glide adapter plate specifically, 6.5-inch pullback riser, and then we're debating on whether we do a mid-bend or high bend. I think we'll end up with the mid-bend.
Yep.
Then we'll all really be excited to ride this thing.
Step one.
Step one, we're gonna protect the tank by throwing the tank cover on it. And we just removed this cover here, and it exposed 2 screws. So we need to get those off so we can remove this front little nacelle piece.
And there's also on each side of the nacelle one little Allen bolt. So we'll take that out. This inner thing-a-ding will come off. Is that a good technical term?
Yeah, it looks like it's one piece here, so that it'll be cool to see what's up.
All right. So we got that inner kind of nacelle cover off, which covers all this. As you can see here, it has those kind of mini risers. It looks like we're gonna have to tilt the fairing forward in order to access everything.
And the adapter plate will come through here. So it'll be like this. And then the risers will stand up right here.
Nice. Like we said, some of this we're kind of figuring out on the fly if it's not the best direction, but just stay tuned.
So this inner wing, there's one screw in here that you pop off, then behind this is a couple tabs.
Let's see those tabs.
These white tabs.
And pop it off.
Okay.
And then there are 6 screws on the inside of this fairing, 3 on each side, that we'll need to take off next.
Can you,
3 on each side.
That's a lot.
you want to point to those, or are they behind
There's
the
one
mirrors?
here,
One behind the mirror,
there's one here,
one under the speaker.
and one here. And do not undo this one. This has some stuff attached to it on the inner side of the fairing.
Gotcha.
So
There's
the
the
same
other
on each side.
one. Cool.
There's some, do these 2 need to come off as well?
Yes, I think so.
Well, I guess we'll find out.
So all the screws are out, and now we're going to pull this fairing back, have a nice place to set the fairing, kind of undo the wiring harness, and hey, we're getting there.
It's kind of wild how much less is in the new 2024s and 2025s compared to the prior.
Both the Road Glide and the Street
Yeah.
Glide.
Amp.
This is how we rode our Road Glide home, the flame bagger.
Yeah.
We dropped everything off the paint and we had to ride it home with no tins, no nothing.
So we have to undo this,
We're going to have to take the whole thing off.
and this. There's 3 here, right? On each side?
What's going on here, Juan?
So we just unscrewed this so we could pop out this bottom part of the fairing because we
Okay.
want to pivot this whole thing on it. So that's what we're going to try to do. but we needed to remove this lower portion.
We shall see.
One really nice thing about this is we don't have to take this completely off because it actually goes forward, and that's everything.
Show me that one more time.
Boom.
Okay.
But
So just tilt it forward.
How you get there is you've got 4 bolts, one on these lower wings fairings, and we take that off and then leave the top bolt in and the bottom bolt here on this side, and then you go forward.
It actually looks like there's only about 4 plugs if you guys want to take this all the way off.
Either way. Luckily now everything here is accessible, and we'll show you what's up next. Just you guys both took out the plugs from the hand
Plugs,
controls.
took out- I mean, these are kind of perch clamps, kind of not because they're molded on one side. So we took those off. The boys are going back to get a Street Glide adapter plate. We'll get the bars off. We'll see how that fits. We'll be in business.
So all this stuff is pretty self-explanatory. Just unbuttoning the bars and stripping
Take
the.
the top tree off, the top clamp off.
Yep.
Get all this out. Are we going to keep the ground on this one?
I think we can with stall. Actually, no. We'll get rid of the ground.
Right?
Yeah, we'll have solid bushings, which will help. People think that that you need the soft mount bushings, but these M8s are so well balanced that you don't feel anything.
So we made a team decision. We just rolled this forward, but I think it's going to be a lot easier for us to get at everything with this whole thing off. So we're going to take the whole front fairing off.
I think it was like 3 or 4 plugs, and bingo, there it is.
And really, it's only the normal like road glide same plugs that you disconnect. It's just this one big master plug that
Gotcha.
was the difference.
And one key element that we have to get out, you have to get out the charging and the infotainment plug for your phone. So that's going to come out and be with the bars.
And now we essentially have a 2025 Road King Ultra. So what's going on with that ground over there?
So there is a ground that goes from the system to the clamp, and then another one that goes off the clamp to the actual riser. So I'm just going to remove both of them, and then I'm going to loop the one that was going to the riser back to the clamp itself, just so we don't have to cut and dispose of any. Oh yeah, I'm wiring. So I'm just going to put this guy through this one, and then back to this one. If you wanted to, you could probably cut it off, but we'll keep it OEM for now, at least this part of it.
So one is working smarter, not harder. Instead of taking the top clamp off and all that stuff, we're just going to take the whole piece together along with the handlebars.
Galen said I was working smarter, not harder, but
I don't know. He's working
hand
smart.
down. You'll see.
There we go.
While you're up there, so we got the adapter plate on. You're kind of just mocking things up. What do we got going on with that?
So we're just kind of putting where the cut should be to fit this through there. And that looks like pretty much it. So you're going to have to take out all of this is going to be completely gone.
Got it.
And there's no clips there, so it'll be easy. It'll still hold in there nice and tight. We might have to adjust on here, but that's
Cool. And then remember the little clearance for the cable,
yes.
but we could add that in a little bit.
Yeah.
What's going on over here, dude?
Well, all the boys are hacking up a bike. Figured out make a little bit more forward progress with these bars nice and wired up.
So we're doing the mid-bend bars with the 6.5-inch pullback risers in addition to the adapter plate. So that should be a pretty solid setup. Yo, what you got, dude?
When the boys are working hard, we got to feed them. You know that.
Little lunch break. I think once we get that kind of the cell cut out, we can pretty much just button everything together. We might have a couple of hoops to jump through to make it all work. Then after that, we're going to get to all of the rest of the parts and start explaining why we're using each thing. And there's a couple of new little twists that we've thrown in the mix. So
Yeah, and there's going to be some new parts that we're running that we'll want to talk about. So we're close on the bars. We'll take a little break for lunch and then get to the rest of it, man.
bada bing, bada boom. We got a sushi guy. We got some burgers. Hey, man.
Burger single.
If we're going to tell them about a lunch break, we'll show them the lunch break, and that's it. So Cole is making some final adjustments on the nacelle while this front end is off. What's going on here?
Well, rather than have the bars and everything put back together, we're just going to leave those off, get the refinements done, so kind to drop the front end, and we're going to install the Legend 49mm comfort suspension.
Update, where are we at?
Update. All right, we got the adapter plate on the bike, all torqued down. We were just figuring out what our order of operations is going to be to put this thing back together, because none of us have ever done it, first of all, and it's going to be a little different. So since we had to cut this out, things aren't going to go back together the same way they came apart. But it looks like this will still go on with the risers in place. So I think what we're going to do is go ahead and torque these risers down without the top clamp, because you can see, get these on and off, I kind of need the top clamp out of the way. Our cut is basically a good reference point. These cuts right here are basically going to be in line with this diameter right here, because where the risers mount now, it is in line with the steering slot. So that's a good reference point. The width, it's tough. You just got to get in there with a Dremel and
Take it easy.
take it easy. That's what I was doing, like not even an 1/8 inch at a time, come back, test fit it, go back, Dremel a little bit more until you get it right, because you can always remove material, you can't add it.
So we decided to switch from the mid bends to the chopper Magoos.
Yeah, these are chopper bars. Actually, they're also Kyle Wyman race bars.
Oh,
You can
nice.
get down to
Okay.
the top.
You save so much weight and you can just tuck down. Nice.
But we just torqued down the risers, so we're going to pull that top clamp back off.
If you have a inch round piece of bar hanging around, when you torque your risers down, throw that in there, because you don't want to risk scratching up your chrome or your black or whatever color bars you put on your bike.
That's the thing. Have someone sit with you when you start to install the bars as well, because a lot of guys will get them in there a little bit tight, and then they start to roll them, and it eats the powder coat or it scratches. So get someone in there with you so you can set the bar in and then get the top clamp on
So
and tighten it
I'll show you
down.
guys a quick little, just hover here if you want to take a screenshot, see how everything's kind of pieced together. And then once we start throwing the rest on, we'll show you.
Well, these guys approached us and they were like, I say these guys, you behind the camera, my dad, Galen, hey, we'll come over around like lunchtime or something. I was like, but the sounds of what you guys want to do, you better get over here by breakfast time. And here they are, it's past lunch and they're not even 50% done.
Who's doing all the work?
My guys, I see Cole over there grinding on something. I see Juan over there doing something.
It's all team, all hands on deck. We're all getting dirty and wrenching.
It's very cool. We haven't actually personally ever done a pullback plate for a street glide here at Thrashin. We did it on the older gen bike, but we never did it on the new gen. We had customers do it on the new gen bike with the plate, so we were able to tell customers, hey, yes, it works. But this is our first-hand experience getting it done.
Well, we're going to showcase some different slip-ons, and we might unveil in a few weeks a new Thrashin part.
Yeah.
You don't need to talk about it.
No, you guys are going to unveil it. It's going to be in this video. They're going to see it. You guys will see it in probably 5 minutes.
What are we doing, Juan? We got the Axio Comfort by Legend Suspensions.
Yes, sir. We're buttoning up the bottom, and we're about to pour the rest of the cork oil in this.
Right on. You guys want to show the people the new part that just came out before we get back to the bars?
Heck yeah,
The new part that just came out that you guys just installed. I'll put some clips over right now. The all-new floorboards by Thrashin Supply are
The Aggressor, and they have really great cleats on them. They're lightweight, functional for rain, anything that you ride, and your shoe's gonna stick on this if you wanted to, that's for sure. And the brake has the same cleats.
And we're in the low brake position there, so nothing's hitting, so everything's perfect. And we will be adding the passenger Aggressor board as well. So really gonna look nice. Look at the contrast between that, the fitment. I can't wait to run them and see how they feel.
So right now you're gonna have a choice of 3 different floorboards for your bike, your choice, whatever. Look how good this cover looks.
What are the 3 choices?
Apex, OG,
Apex, and the Aggressor.
yeah.
And
Aggressors come in black, chrome, gold, and red.
Oh, nice. Yeah. I remember seeing a style of floorboard that was out like this like years back, and I just, something about it, I was looking at the, what do you call them, cleats?
Yep.
Wasn't a fan, but never put my foot on them. Lance had one of these boards on his bike on the way to Arizona Bike Week, and I remember sitting on it and throwing my foot over and being like, damn, on a windy day like we were experiencing that day, those would be bitching.
You can also kick your heel up against the cleat.
What was that?
Nice. You can kick your heel up against the cleat.
Yeah, right on.
Not bad.
Well, we better get back to the bars like we said we would 5 times. So,
Almost done.
Yep. The boys just had to watch a premiere, huh?
Yeah, we're checking out the premiere, taking a little break, and then we'll be back in there.
Do you think the bars are ever going to go on?
No.
Okay.
Those little bars are what we're rocking.
All right. The bike is lowered down. We got some of this stuff lined up. One, what's first?
The interfering with all the electronics here. So
Okay.
What's first is we don't know.
yeah,
We're learning as we go.
we're gonna find out.
Initially, we dremeled out an extra slot right here for the cables to go through. Our friends that did it, I think they used different cables, whereas the stock Street Glide cables have like a metal, they're very rigid, they don't
It's
bend.
metal from here to here.
Yeah.
So
So we're using the hole that the stock bars actually came out of, which should work out just perfect once we line everything up. So we're using that hole now for the little charger, and
Got to run the cables up through here, bars.
yep, cables up through that center part.
I didn't understand that this was actually a what do you call that? A tube? It's a piece of metal other than.
Might need to roll this thing forward again to
Get the cables through. So we got the bar set up. Cole's taller, so I was a little bit worried about our height because we're all going to run this bike, but looks good. Sometimes when you look down on these things, the fairings are a little bit crooked, and so if you've got a little bit of OCD, it might bug you, but they're actually straight. We're straight onto the tree. We lined the risers up when we put them on earlier today, so we are straight to the tree. These guys are now just putting in the plug for the headlamp. What are we doing?
Finishing this
There we
thing
go.
up.
Plug away.
We got. Now it's just gonna start these.
That did not take nearly as long as one would think for a bar install and doing all the other stuff.
disassembling. It was a lot scarier.
Yeah.
Putting it back together, I was like, oh, we're almost there already.
But I think if we did another one of these, we'd cut our time in half probably. But it was interesting when we first did the road glides. These guys had done them a few times. We could do those in 30 minutes. It was crazy.
On the 2024s.
On the 2024s.
Yeah, I mean, we got the suspension installed, bars, risers, pegs, brake arm, shift arm, linkage. Like we did almost the whole thing. The only thing we didn't do were your exhaust tips and the rear suspension. But that's like 30, 45 minutes. And
Yep.
And I will say, a lot of the cut is hidden. I was being very meticulous about, how much material I was taking away and how straight the cuts were. But now looking at it, I mean, it's.
And I said that at the beginning.
You
Whenever
did.
you cut there, everything gets dark when it's down in that area.
But I'm going to say we had a picture of a different company's adapter plate, and the picture, it looked like it was hanging over the nacelle a little bit. I like the way the Thrashin one fits because it's really clean. You're not hanging over the nacelle.
Yeah.
So I've got the camera at eye level, and I'm only 5'8", and you can still completely see and access the screen if you want to use, if not better than this setup on the Road Glide, just going straight to the tree, hit or miss. But definitely solid, super comfortable arm position. We'll show you guys once everything's buttoned up. So we have had a couple people ask about the heated grips, which the new Ultras do come with. We're kind of figuring that out on the fly, but it's just the reverse of how we removed it.
No, 'cause it goes in.
All right, that goes on first, and then that goes through there, and then you pull it to the hole, and that has to sit around that ridge, right?
No, we're good. A screw underneath.
The inside of here.
Boom, boom.
Well, what a great day. I mean, we were really lucky that we had Juan, Cole, and Lance let us do this in his place. We got some cool parts. A good time, huh?
Well, I'm super stoked that we're able to do this bar and all the other foot controls and everything else we did today. But really, the bar install for me, I haven't had a Street Glide for a few years. To be back on this bike with the T-bar setup, I'm super stoked. I can't wait to see the agility and the handling of it.
And hey,
Juan?
let's take this off.
Well, Juan, tell us about this first time for Thrashin, right?
Yeah, it was definitely the first time getting my hands on the Street Glide and installing that setup. It was a bit of a learning process, but we figured it out, and it's pretty straightforward. If you're watching this video, I think it'll give you a little bit of insight as to what you need to know to get it done. But if I were to do it again, I think we'd be able to do it in half the time.
And guess what? We kept the lock.
That's right. Kept the lock. Everything is super clean. Like Lance said, the cutouts aren't as noticeable if you don't do it perfect. And that is one rad looking setup.
So we still have a little bit more to go. We'll show you that a little bit later, and then we're going to put some new exhaust on this as well. Maybe rip to lunch and let you hear that. Chromeworks is new to us, so it's going to be great.
We're going to put an air cleaner on it tomorrow as well, a fueling BA. But what we'll do is after we finish tomorrow, then we'll give you a list and show you everything we did to this bike.
That's right. Thank you, Thrashin.
Good morning. Sorry I'm late, boys. Come out here in the sun. It's nice out. What? Nope, bring that too. Because, am I what?
You're late.
Just a little bit, like 30 minutes. What do we got here? What's up next for the bike? Because we got a couple of things to finish off and install today that we didn't have yesterday.
Well, today we are going to install the fueling BA air filter, which is really a great addition to this bike. I love it on mine. So we're going to put this on. We have some Chromework slip-ons we're going to put on. What else are we putting on? Rear legend suspension, and I think we are ready to go.
Yep, and something about the BA air cleaner by fueling on the new bikes, the 2023.5 CVO Plus, is that they actually have improved clearance from the stock air cleaner. So they are not in the way of the knee like they were on the older bikes, and they're sucked in quite a bit. So once you take this off, because of the angle on that throttle body inlet, you have the same air volume, but in a shorter distance. So, yeah, we're going to disassemble this as you would and then reassemble it. Good morning, Paul.
Hey, good morning.
I would say this, though. This is really, really high quality. I mean, everything on the machining is perfect. I mean, it's a piece of art, and Fueling did a great job on it. I really like this.
It made a huge difference, especially in combination on my bike with the full exhaust system, but
My favorite air cleaner.
you have one too.
I have one too on my
You
EagleRider.
didn't ride the bike today.
So I have to pick up my kid.
Okay.
Gotta get my kid
Good
later.
excuse.
He doesn't like the bike yet.
The beautiful thing is we have 4 bikes here, 1 Street Glide, 3 Road Glides. Everyone has a little bit of a different setup. So we'll be able to share those through the year with you, and you guys can pick out what you need for your bike.
Yep. I mean, we got the OG floorboards on Galen's bike. We got the aggressors on the team bike, and then I got the Apexes on my bike. And
I have the Apex too, but today I brought the truck.
I was just gonna say, you want to give them a quick little walk around on the 56.
1956 Chevy, barn kept. Everything on this sucker's original. I'm totally in love with it. I love driving it. I had to bring parts in, so I had boxes in the back. So I have an excuse for being in this truck.
That's right. I could find pretty much any excuse to be in this truck. 3 on the tree, original. All right, well, I'm going to get packed in, if you will. We're going to wait on some parts, and then we'll get installing.
Boom.
G-Man, the exhaust has landed. What are we working with?
Yeah, these are the 4.5-inch HP Plus Tracer Tip Chromeworks slip-on. So we have not tried these. We're going to put them on. We're going to test run them tomorrow or Friday on our trip. And then, who knows, maybe you look on the site and see these. We're also going to install the 13-inch remote reservoir arc system by Legend.
Yep, the Revo Arc.
The Revo Arc, so it's going to be a nice ride. We did the fronts yesterday. We'll do the rear today. What do you want to do, buddy?
Yeah, we should probably, I mean, most people know the sound difference, but we'll start up the stock pipes just so you can kind of hear how it sounds in a parking lot. And then once we install these, we'll show you the difference. And then we're going to go to lunch. If we can get some sound without wind noise, we'll we'll do that.
Let's go start it up.
One other thing we forgot to mention when we were talking about the air cleaner. The fueling dipstick.
The vented dipstick.
Yes, it's got a nice little vent here. We're going to use this one. It has a tube as well, but we like this one.
Yep.
Quality, again, we're going to love it, so we're putting it on.
You gonna start this up, or you don't even have a key?
It's in the saddlebag.
Oh my.
And you can see we've got a whopping 163 miles on this. So we're
Wow.
going to start breaking this sucker, and this trip will break it.
Well. All right, I'll let the guys install it. I'll get some work done, then we'll come back out so you guys can hear them back to back. So we filmed the exhaust after yesterday, and the files were all corrupt. We even filmed the closing of the video. So here we are, round 2 again. G-Man, you guys installed the exhaust yesterday, which is the Chromeworks slip-ons.
4.5 HP Pro Plus.
Okay.
Beautiful tips on it. We're talking to them about maybe doing some 2-lane life tips.
Okay.
So look for that in the future. But first time we've run a Chromeworks slip-on, so let's listen to it.
The slip-ons are awesome. They sound great, but in conjunction with the BA air filter, which we installed, perfect harmony.
And we also did the vented dipstick by Fueling.
Yep, sure did.
And you can't see it, but we put on the Revo.
Arc remote reservoir.
I keep calling them Revo A because we were originally going to put the Revo A's on, but we decided let's put the remote reservoir on the Arc system. There you go.
And you actually rode this home last night.
I'm kind of in love with this thing. This morning, last night, so it's about 60 miles round trip.
Let's take a look at these real quick.
Damn. So you did the undermounts. Hopefully it's not too dark. Yep, set the sag on those. Got the undermount over there.
Easy access.
And then we added, obviously, the step-up 2-lane life seats.
Yep.
The only place you can get that seat is at 2-lane life. It's our custom-designed carbon fiber with the badge. And then we've got gripper, saddle, and lumbar on it.
Right on.
Really good.
So as you guys saw, we did the bagger brake arm. We did it short in the low position. Did the aggressor brake arm pedal, aggressor floorboards for the rider, aggressor passenger floorboards.
We also did the clockwork. This is the 8-inch. I want to get a 10-inch as well just to try that out.
You're a little bit taller.
A little bit taller, but it works. It's great.
Did we show the bars?
I mean, they saw the bars, but we might as well show them again. That was the 6.5-inch Thrashin pullback risers with the Street Glide adapter plate and the mid-bend bar. Do you want to hold that camera and show?
Real quick, let me show them real quick.
Yeah, dude, let's hear it.
This right here. You got to make sure that your audio function plug is out so you can charge your phone.
Well, and also the Street Glide adapter plate, so it fits. Get your nice cuts. Hop on that. Let's get your arm.
So, for perspective, I am 5'8", and this is me sitting on the bike. It's kind of a perfect setup. It's not too high, it's not too low. We did show you how you can fully access the screen. This is actually, because it's closer, a little bit more comfortable than on my bike, but damn near perfect.
Well, you can't see it, but you did see us install it. We did the 49mm Legends cartridges, and we chose the comfort for this ride.
All right, LC is 5'10". This is him sitting on it. A nice neutral elbow position. Shoulders are good. He's not reaching too far with his back.
Feels really comfortable. I do like this setup with the 6.5s on this. I wouldn't want to be any higher, so for me, this is good.
Well, because this is our bike, we called it a shop bike. I don't know if I want to call it that. This is the bike that the three of us are going to trade off on. I'm 6 feet tall. I'm a sleek 220 pounds. And
look at that.
See, I'm in a really good riding position as well. For my height, I could maybe go up to a high bend, but this is super comfortable. And I've got 60 miles logged, so I can tell you, it really works.
How many miles are on this bike?
We're at like 190.
So 190 miles on this beautiful bike, and guess what? They're all from his butt.
Actually 200. Well, you took it home one day.
I did?
Yeah. So you did 8 miles.
So I got 8 miles on it.
We have been talking for about 5 minutes now. what are we going to do tomorrow, and what should they do?
Yeah, so after this drop, you're going to see, now we're going to go battle test this thing. We're going to run up to the Sequoias. We're going to go to one of our favorite towns, which is Kernville, and then we're going to jump up into Three Rivers. Could be snow on the ground. We're hoping that there is, because that makes a really good video. But yeah, we're going to go put about 700-800 miles breaker in completely, and we'll let you know how it goes.
I hope there's snow on the ground. I'm thinking there won't be, but it would be nice to end it with some snow on the ground, and then we go into the summer.
So check out all these parts at twolanelife.com. We do have the Street Glide adapter plate available. We do have all of this available, except these might be a couple of days out if you're watching as of May 15th.
And one other thing, we changed the mirrors, and we're waiting for
Yes.
the plugs. So those will be coming in. It'll make that look clean, but we put the mirrors up on the bars, the hand controls, and now it's perfect.
Yeah, instead of having them right here, we have them up top, which I think is a better look
You
too.
have to look down through your hands.
And with all the stuff that we put on here, all the parts, we probably took 30 pounds off the bike, so
Easily.
it's even lighter.
Yeah.
We like that. Let's
go battle test this thing.
So hey, subscribe, check out the website. That's what allows us to keep making these videos for you guys.
.com.
And
TwoLaneLife.com, baby.
we'll
That's
see you down the road.
See you down the road.